What is up, my beautiful people? It is All Truth or Truth, and I just wanted to let y'all know how to arrange a melody and export that melody the right way to send to bigger producers or anyone in the industry at all, even your friends. This is the best way to do it. And I have years of experience, of my own experience, just sending shit around and working with various people, sending to Billboard producers, platinum producers, all types of shit. And I just wanted to share my knowledge of the way that I made a while back, like a couple years ago, that I like a lot. And I decided to put my stems all in one file. I know a lot of people do this nowadays. Back then, it was really not common, at least for me. I looked around every time I was using loops, it wasn't like this. So I started putting these gaps in between on the grid for each stem, each element of the melody after the main arrangement. So I make a main arrangement of my melody, and here's what this sounds like. So I have some switch ups in there. Make your main arrangement something that the producer that's using your loop would want to loop or chop around. So I have different variations throughout this main arrangement. That way they don't even have to use my stems. The stems is a last resort. So like, just listen real quick. See, now I took out this part right here. And this over here. So yeah, it's just little things. I just wanted to let y'all know. Basically, make a main arrangement something that the producer that's using the loop won't even most likely need to use your stems. That's only a last resort thing. If they use the stems, they just want to change the sound and the way it's hitting or the way it sounds completely, or just take it out. So like, make this the easiest and the most convenient you can for the producer every time, or the artist or whoever it is. You just want to make it easy. It's all about convenience. Do anything in your power to make it convenient. And that's how you'll get a much higher chance of getting placements. Like I said, I get a main arrangement. It can be as long as you think it should be. Just nothing too fucking crazy, like 5 minutes or something. I made mine almost 2 minutes, but that's because I expect them to just use this how it is. And then if they really want to change something, they will. Make each stem 4 bars from the other sounds, and that could be 8 bars, but I usually prefer 4. But the reason why I do that is make sure everything isn't overlapping. Like, nothing can be overlapping each other. So listen right here. And there's a little reverb there, see? But now that won't clash with the next sound whenever it's the stems. You just want each thing to not overlap. And then at the end, I always have something empty that doesn't even do anything. Like, I go in my mixer and I right click something, that one of the knobs that I'm not even using. It could be anything. It could be just up here, like something empty in the FX. Right click the knob, create automation clip for something that's not doing anything, and drag that out to be basically a marker for where it ends, and just drag that out to be at 4 bars after the last stem at the very end. And all that really is doing is marking where I want the entire file to end, and it keeps everything on grid. So that way, whenever they get it and it's an MP3 and there's that little space at the beginning of an MP3, they can make sure everything fits on the grid. And that might not make sense to you right now, but as you as you produce, you'll understand that. Just make sure all the stems match up to your melody. It'll heighten the chances of you getting placements because they can manipulate your melody however they want. And if you're working with the right people, they're not going to be stealing your shit at all. So for me, that's not even a thing in my mind. I've been stolen from, but it was a whole beat and it had my name on it. But that won't stop them. I've gotten my shit stolen and it ended up being a big ass song. And it just is what it is. Maybe someday I'll get my credit, but I'm just saying that's why I also send my MIDIs in there too. So all of these piano notes on this entire loop, I save these piano notes as MIDI files and then I put them in a pack. So I'm going to show you real quick what my packs look like. So right here, I have one main pack called Truth Loops and MIDIs 6.29.22, so just the date. And then I have one folder for the MIDIs named the same format as the title, but just Truth MIDIs 6.29.22, and then I got one for Truth Loops. And then I got my my tags. So the reason why is that way they can drag the MIDI folder into their MIDI section of their folders, like, and keep everything separated and very organized. And then the loops folder in their loops section. It's just simple. It just makes it easy. Then you click on the MIDIs, and look, I got folders of the MIDIs for each project. So in the other folder, there's loops like this. And I named the MIDI folders the exact same as the loops, except whenever they're just folders, and you click on them, and you can see all the MIDI files. And it's just each element with my name on it, or whoever worked on the MIDI, I have their name on that MIDI specifically. So this just makes it easy for people because they can just drag these piano roll notes into their FL and make more melodies out of your MIDIs, which means you'll probably get more placements because it'll be easier, more ways for them to use your stuff. And the more ways you can give people to even use your stuff, the more things people will be able to make with it. So it just incentivizes people to use my stuff. So after all that, I just, file, export. I get a WAV and an MP3. And honestly, you can do what you want, but I like to just send out MP3s. If you're a good producer, you know how to use it. And if you really want the WAV, hit me up. It's whatever, but it's just a waste of space on my end. Not worth it. Dropbox, I just keep making more emails. I'm that dude. I'm not trying to waste my money on Dropbox if I can get it for free. So I just use MP3s. The way that you save MIDIs in this situation, or any situation really on FL, is the way I do it, I lay it all out with the names of everything on each pattern. So that way, whenever I save my MIDIs, I can easily already have a name for it. So what I do is I start from the first one at the top and I double click it and it opens the piano roll. And whichever piano roll you have selected and you go to this drop down menu, that's the one it'll be saving the piano roll notes for. So I clicked on this drop down arrow at the top of the piano roll for choir 1, and I can see up here that it's choir 1. That helps me. The reason why I rename them and stuff is so I can see right here which one I'm on. I click export as MIDI file. I'd go to 7.22 for July. I'd create a new folder named after the project, which this one's called C4. And then I'd put my name and the BPM, and if you care to, put the key. It's not actually that big of a deal. If you're a producer, you should not need a key. That's really how I feel. So like, it obviously makes it easier for people if you do give them the key, but use your ears. Then I'll basically just create that folder, double click on that, and then make start here. So I'll make it choir 1 at all truth, because that's my name. And then I'll double click the next one, brass one. File, export as MIDI. Click that one just so it has the my name right there, you know, or your name. And then replace the name of the element that it is. So it's brass one. Boom. I go back to my arrangement view and I double click the next one. And I just keep doing this. File, export as MIDI file. Boom. I'm changing that to bass brass one. And I just keep going down the list until I get to the last one. And if there's two MIDIs that are exactly the same, just save one of them. There's no point in having duplicate. Unless you just want to let people know how you did it. You know, that's cool too. It's really up to you at the end of the day what you want to do. But that's what I do. And I just go down that line like I said. That's really it. Then I'll just throw them in a pack. And in this pack, as you can see, they're not zipped folders inside that pack. So they don't have to unzip each one. They're just thrown right in there and open folders. So I hope that helps y'all. That's my process. I never really saw anyone teach me to do this or anything. I just decided, I figured out how I was going to do it and what made it easy for me. Whenever people were sending me loops, I wanted to do what made it easy for me. And what you need to do is always think about what would I want if I were making the beat, or what would I want if I were this or that, you know, whatever it is. I hope that helps y'all. I'll see y'all later.